Daddy's home.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the Craft Beer Republic. Thanks for drinking. Thanks for joining. I am Greg, and to my greatest of delights, I'd like to introduce you all to the most chivalrous man of the entire Midwest, and that is Flexi. What's up, big boy?
Daddy's home.
Daddy is home. I have missed Daddy quite a bit.
I feel like I survived the Oregon Trail, you know?
Did you get,
Like-
what was it?
Scarlet fever,
Scarlet
maybe.
fever.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was
all
like
the diseases.
we just wanted to hunt the whole time, you know? So our wagon
Right.
had no room for medicine.
And at some point you had to kill the oxen and eat those, and then you were walking.
Yeah, yeah. It was tough sledding, but I'm all good now.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear it. Any water crossings? I hear those are quite painful.
Yeah, there was one, but I don't want to talk about it.
We won't talk about Joanna. She'll be missed.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Joanna. Oh, no part left behind. Anyways, thank you all for drinking. Thanks for joining. Not a cannibal show. You can find us on the grams, of course, at Craft Beer Republic and at FlexMeABeer _ in between. Top listening city of last week, going back out to Las Vegas.
Hey, that's sweet.
That is nice, man. That's a couple times in the last couple months. Glad to see Vegas top of the charts. What's up out there in Vegas?
They got some decent beer out there.
Yeah, they're starting to pop up some breweries out there, and Lord knows they like drinking out there. So
Right. Well, WABS, you know.
Oh, don't get me started on the fucking cargo shorts.
You know,
and the WABs
because of you, the first thing I used to think of with Las Vegas was like, I'm not a big gambler, but like Cirque shows, you know? Like, I love
Sure,
going to
yeah.
Vegas and seeing shows. Now I hear Vegas, and all I think is WABS. WABs everywhere. Wabba-dabba-doo. Fucking WABs.
for anybody who's new, that stands for walking around beers. I love to go to Vegas. It's the only time I wear cargo shorts, and I fill those pockets up with just some tall boys from the local CVS, and everybody needs some walking around beers, some WABs.
Just can't even imagine how clunky you look walking around with cargo pockets stuffed with beers.
Well, and beyond like the clunkiness of carrying lots of shit in your pockets, there's also the like, I don't want to shake it up too much and like have it clang against my knee. So it really just looks like I'm walking around the strip with a dildo up my ass.
Oh, boy.
I swear it's just a tall boy. It's not a stick that someone broke up the poop chute.
Oh, man. And then all the banging of the cans on your knees.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Talk about bruising.
Let's say you're getting old, man. You need those knees.
You're telling me that these knees have been old long before I got old. They need all the padding they can get down there. So yeah, it's been a minute. I honestly, when was the last time I was in Vegas? I think it's like 2016 or something. And the knees have been happier for it. That's for sure.
That was the last year I was in Vegas as well.
Like, were we in Vegas at the same time?
That'd be weird.
That would be weird.
If you told me the month you went, I could tell you if we were.
It was either March or April. It was springtime.
We weren't.
Oh, okay.
We were there in October.
Oh, all right. That's too bad. Anyway, so much to get to today. Flex is back. As you can tell, I'm
We missed
quite
each other.
excited. Oh, my God.
I'm sure everyone can tell.
We spent like a half an hour before we hit record just catching up, and it only been a couple weeks. So
Yeah. I'll let you know I could get on a little bit earlier tonight, you know, after putting the kiddos to bed. And I was thinking, hey, maybe we'll start recording earlier. And no,
nope. We're just going to get naked and hang out for a while.
Yep.
Lots of news to get to, some beer reviews to get to. We have a voicemail from someone new.
Oh.
It's not the homie Chew Your Beer. It's also not Chew Your Roo, I promise.
Hey, new guy.
Yeah, so we'll get to that. I was very excited. Did some beer research. We'll get to that as well. Some big news in the beer world. Let's start things off with asking an important question, because we haven't asked this question in quite some time.
In a world where craft beer is king, a world where muscles are bigger than growlers, only one tongue can guide us. One man, one tongue, one tongue jobber. In this world, we must find out what is Flex drinking.
charging my phone. And I figured I would get the Untapped just because.
Because why not?
Yeah, like, I don't know, just do some stuff. All right, so today Flex is drinking out of Normal, Illinois. Distill Brewing. Have you ever had anything from Distill?
Does not sound familiar.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Distill? I don't know. But this can art is rad. These guys actually make really good beer. This one's called Tour Bus. They're like usually, I don't know, are they usually music themed? This one's a Deadhead IPA series. I'm not a Grateful Dead guy, but this can art is pretty gnarly.
That's pretty cool.
Skull, beard, headband, kind of psychedelic. Yeah. So it's a double dry hop hazy IPA. Classic me. It says brewed with Citra and Mosaic hops. It says, no, I don't know why it says that. But it is kind of neat. On the can, they have marked on there, I believe it's the Great American Beer Festival, a 2021 gold medal winner.
Oh, shit.
Juicy or hazy IPA category.
Nice.
So, which brings me to Untapped here. And it has a 407 out of a collective 22,000. Say that's pretty solid for a craft beer in general, let alone, a hazy. So then their description reads, our Deadhead IPA series melds the alluring vibe of our favorite music with unbounded takes on the hoppy beers we love to drink, unleashing a whole new groove. Our Tour Bus IPA features 2 row malt, flaked oats, and wheat with Citra and Mosaic hops, providing dynamic notes of tropical, citrus, and berries. Cheers! All right, so as you see, it is a hazy IPA.
That is a gorgeous color.
It's pretty. I know it's that pale straw.
Like that. When somebody says I have a hazy, that's exactly what I think about.
Well, I feel like with this color beer, it's not going to be overly juicy. It's not going to be like sugary sweet.
Yeah, just right down the middle.
It's going to give you a nice mix of the notes, a little bit of hop burn, and some maybe low end bitterness on the back end. So we'll get into it with the old schnoz here. Lots of berries, actually, on that schnoz. Maybe some tropical notes here.
The schnoz berries taste like schnoz berries.
Some mango going on with the berries there. Kind of dig me some mango and berries. And we'll, without further ado.
Oh, we've been waiting.
The return.
Just glad I didn't start coughing.
I'm not sick. Okay, so this flavor, man. So I cracked this thing, took a couple sips. Couldn't really figure anything out, so having it warm up is really nice here. It is kind of it's a light body, a little bit spritzy on the carbonation, but man, these flavors, hold on one second.
Get back in there.
Oh man, flavors, the berries, you get like fresh orange juice in there. Not too much of that mango coming through on the back, but real low end bitterness. Can reads 25 IBUs. I would probably say 2.5 IBUs. Touch of bitterness, but just enough to remind you, like, hey, this is how IPA started,
Mm-hmm.
This is fantastic beer. I clearly understand why they won a gold medal. And I think this is the first beer I actually bought from Distill. I've had it, other people have purchased and, hey, have this, try this. And so I'll be out on the lookout, for more.
Yeah. I looked them up. I Googled them real quick, and the logo does look a little familiar. I wonder if maybe I got some from Tavor back in the day or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Certainly not that specific beer, but yeah, man, sounds fucking amazing.
No, it's super great. I'm really glad I purchased this. And also, it was like, I don't know, $13.99 for this 4-pack.
Oh my God, right in the algorithm.
And I think it's, let's see if I'm not mistaken, 7.4%. So that's bang for your buck, man. I don't care where you are.
Right. Everybody likes a good bang.
Oh, give me a good bang, and I'm happy as a camper.
Oh, you and me both. All right. Before this gets weirder, what's going on these days? Let's see. Oh, Memorial Day. As we peek behind the curtain, as we record, it's actually Memorial Day. We are not taking holidays off for you people.
Yeah, we don't do that.
No days off over here. Did you guys do anything good for Memorial Day weekend? Any barbecuing? Any fucking research? Anything?
Yeah.
Good
So,
going on?
not too much research, but just a lot of activity. So like work's busy. You work in a butcher shop. any summer holiday, it just cranks.
Time to queue.
Yeah. So, worked all day Saturday, got home. The wife had grilled some barbecue chicken. That was fantastic. Low key Saturday night, had a beer, maybe two, while we brought the TV outside, streamed a movie. So we had a nice little patio movie. The kids hung out. It was actually really sweet. Then Sunday again, worked all day, had a nephew's birthday party to get to, which I know what you're thinking. 4-year-old kid's birthday doesn't sound fun.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
My sister-in-law and her husband, man, they know how to.
Oh, they do it right?
They know how to appeal to the masses. So cooler, like here in Wisconsin, like I guess it's anywhere. You go outside, you have an event outside, coolers, ice, whatever. Well, it's shitty ass weather on Sunday.
Oh.
So instead of having coolers of beers outside, they just bring the coolers inside. And it's, it's just kind of a fun little environment, just grabbing beers out of coolers. Lots of darts. I went 3-0 in darts. Love me some darts.
I'm so bad.
We had smoked wings, burgers, dogs, fat ass chocolate cake, some ice cream. It was a real good time, man. Good people, good food, some good, decent craft beer. You had some Lakefront Brewing. He usually appeases people too, and he'll ask who likes to drink what, and then he'll personally buy it for said people. So he's
that's amazing.
Yeah, my sister-in-law's husband. He's an awesome dude, man. Super awesome dude. Which then brings us to today, where the kids were off. So we had this whole day of, we went to the outlets, south of us to do a little bit of shopping because Memorial Day weekend sales. I know you hate shopping.
Nightmare. I hate shopping.
And see, I don't get it. I love it. I absolutely
hate it. It's so tiring. I mean, I like to go in exactly what I'm going in for. Find it, try it on if I need to. Get the fuck out.
Oh, I like the diamonds in the rough. And even if I don't find something and somebody else does, it's like you look at them, you point and you're just like, yes, like you did it. You got it, But then we got, so we did all that in the morning, a little early afternoon. And my sister-in-law and her husband invited us over for dinner again.
Oh, nice.
This time for some smoked ribs.
Oh.
Have you ever said no to smoked ribs?
Nobody says no to smoked ribs.
Nobody does, right?
Only a sociopath.
That was a trick question.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went over there again tonight. Just had some awesome smoked barbecued ribs. Had a little bourbon. Had a couple beers. Won another game of darts. It was probably one of the better, low key Memorial Day weekends I've ever had.
Nice. So, sounds fun. Sounds nice.
It was fantastic, man. What about you? How was your weekend?
We did some shit. Saturday, Big Dick Nick and Coley had a little barbecue with some friends, and we went over there. No ribs. I'll take that up with them later. But we got there. We had a lot of snacks beforehand. Had some beverages. Then moved on to Nick grilled up some tri-tips and some veggies.
You love your tri-tips.
Oh, it's a California thing. In fact, I love watching people not from California try to make a tri-tip.
Really?
Because first of all, you can always tell because they don't know how to cut it.
What do you, I'm confused by this. Like they cut it with the grain or what?
Tri-tips you have to cut against. I mean, you work at a butcher shop.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm
Yeah. Nobody knows to cut against the grain on a tri-tip. And more than that, they don't know that the tri-tip turns 3/4 of the way through, and you got to turn your cuts as well.
Okay.
And so a lot of times, when we were in Denver for GABF, we went to this very nice restaurant. It was sort of our anniversary night, and we went there because it was I forget who, some chef that my wife loves, and they were doing a special dinner that night with wine tasting pairing thing. And so we got there. We didn't realize it when we signed up, but when we got there, all right, tonight is a California night. And I think I talked about it on the show, but I was like, I will be the judge of that. So, of course, one of the courses was tri-tip, and we got it. And while it was cooked nicely, it was cut wrong. And I went, oh, this is definitely a Colorado tri-tip or just a not California tri-tip. Whoever back there was cutting it did not know how to cut it, and it was cut with the grain, and it made it tough. And it's just one of those things. It's such a California cut, no one else
with any
loves it.
Beef, you're cutting against the grain, and that's what makes it easier to chew.
I think it confuses people because it turns. It's not one straight, like a pork tenderloin. It's just straight. You cut it, you slice it down.
Right.
Good.
Right.
Tri-tip, it always has that curve to it. And it's also, I'll give them some credit. It's a little harder to see the grain on a tri-tip than other cuts of meat, especially once it's cooked. You really got to look at it when it's raw. I'm like, all right, I'm going to cut it this way and we're going to be good. If you wait till it's cooked, it's really hard to see the grain on a tri-tip because you cook them a little longer, so the outside gets a little more done, and you don't really see it so much. So you just got to know how to cut it, and it seems like people outside of California that don't deal with it just don't know how to cut it right.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, anyways, good news. Nick cut it right. So it was good.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, hallelujah. So we did that. We got pretty hydrated, as one does when you're at Nick and Nicole's house.
Okay.
So I'm about to lose all my credibility on this show. What little I had.
Uh-oh.
So I got there. I went into their good beer fridge, had a couple of good ones. They had a couple of Casa Agrias in there. I had like a Plain Tiger. I had an Oxnard. But I didn't want to drink good beers all night because, I didn't want to waste them as I was getting more hydrated. So then they had some Kona Big Wave. And I'll be honest, not a huge fan of the Kona Big Waves. Had a couple of them. Coley came.
It's super malty.
Yeah, it's just not a clean lager to me. Like if you're gonna go for that clean, like crushable summer lagery beer, Big Wave's not it. I need something fucking crispy.
It's definitely not refreshing.
It's just not. And so I had a couple, and I just wasn't feeling beer. I guess I could change to wine or spirits or something, but I didn't really want to. And so Coley came up. She goes, "Hey, have you had the guava high noons?"
Well, first of all, she said, "I know you hate these."
Yeah. She goes, "I know you hate high noons, but have you had the guava?" Because I do love guava, especially in my alcoholic beverages. And I said no, and she let me try hers. And I was like, all right, this is surprisingly delicious. So I had a couple of those, and then we were out of guava, and I thought, well, the guava is good. I'll try the watermelon.
Don't do that. Don't try the watermelon.
Well, I wish you were there to warn me because that was horrendous.
It is, I think I might have only ever had one high noon before, and it was, in fact, the watermelon variant.
Oh, my God.
And that has led me to not drink a single other high noon for the rest of my life. I
told the wife, I said, if you can find all guava high noons, if you're ever at the store, feel free to buy them. If they have any other flavor in them, I don't even want to try it at this point. Watermelon was I'm so burnt from watermelon. I don't even want to try any other flavor.
Completely off-putting.
Yeah. Oh, it was so gross. It had like this herbaceous, it was like watermelon and fucking basil or cilantro or something. It was so weird. Couldn't stand it.
It's like watermelon rind.
Yeah. It's just, you know what it is? It's fucking garbage.
It's terrible.
That's what it is. So then I really still didn't want a Big Wave, and I was trying not to raid their good beer. You know what they had a lot of in their beer fridge?
What did they have a lot of?
Banquets.
Interesting.
I think I had about 5 banquets that night.
You deserve it.
I'll tell you what, I'll take it over a Big Wave.
Hey,
I said it.
Sometimes
I fucking said it.
Sometimes nothing hits. Like if you walked into somebody's party, and you open up the fridge and there's some Kona Big Waves, or you got some High Lifes.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, either way, neither of them are craft. So it's not like I'm, losing allegiance by trying either one of them.
Right. But I'll tell you what, one's going to be a whole heck of a lot more enjoyable than the other.
Yeah. And it was the banquet.
3 words for you. Treat yourself.
And I did. I had like 5-ish banquets. As long as they stay pretty fucking cold, they're pretty fucking not bad.
Pretty not bad.
So, anyways, got pretty hydrated. The next day, the wife was feeling it. I probably shouldn't tell this. She'll be mad. She drank more than an entire bottle of wine to herself on Saturday.
Wow.
She went hard. I was impressed. But the next morning, it caught up with her. Okay. So we took it easy on Saturday. Did some research. Today, we went to Malibu Brewing.
How was that?
Oh, I mean, it's always delicious.
Well, the food, right?
Food's always good. Beer's always. You know what? Here, I'm just gonna call the pen because that's what I'm drinking.
He calls to the bullpen for
beer.
So before I get into our deliciousness, I am drinking Malibu Brewing Company collaboration with Fortunate Youth It is California Vibes. It's a hazy pale ale, and it has terpenes, like marijuana, terpenes in it. No THC, of course, because they can't do that. But I'll tell you, the first dip of the nose into the glass smells like just some dank ass weed.
Interesting.
It is dank as fuck. So as you can see, it's a nice colored hazy pale. It's what a hazy pale should look like.
Yes. Is it light?
Oh, dances on the tongue.
Oh.
It is. It's not even on Untapped. It's so new. It's 5.6%. It is effervescent. When it is ice cold, when you first pour it, you get more of the weed dankness from it.
Okay.
And then as it warms up, and I really noticed this yesterday because I had one and it sat there for a little bit as I was drinking it. As it warms up, it really starts to develop more flavor, more roundness, more balance. It's not nearly as dank and bitter as when it first gets cracked open.
That sounds absolutely delicious.
Look, you're not going to get a ton of fruit. It's not like that hazy juiciness on it as far as like an East Coast IPA.
Right.
But you do get some citrus. I feel like I'm getting maybe some like peach ringness from it.
Ooh.
Which I love. I love that like sweet peach flavor. It's just a little bit. Of course, it finishes dank and bitter thanks to those terpenes. But fuck, man, it's just good. It's a hazy pale. It drinks like a hazy pale. And anybody who knows me knows I love a hazy pale, especially come summertime. And we are rapidly approaching the summer months here.
It's a coming quick.
Just like me. So loved it. So back to our visit, we showed up and so nice. One of the managers, I guess he recognized us. He came over and he goes, "Hey, we got a new one for you. We just tapped this. Want you to try it. Let us know what you think." And it was this beer. Gave both the wife and I a little sample of it, tried it, liked it.
How fun is that when that happens, by the way?
Dude, talk about fucking VIP status. You're just walking over and be like, "What up, motherfucker? Try our beer."
Right.
It was great.
Oh, have I mentioned nobody else has had this yet?
Yeah, like we just tapped it a couple days ago or whatever. So you're one of the first and you should try it. And if you like it, order it. So I tried it, liked it, ordered it. Food's always great. The wife got the nachos. She splurged. I got some wingies and what else do we? Oh, fried cheese curds. Jesus Christ.
Do you do cheese curds? Like, are they as good there as they are here?
Here's the thing. You don't find them anywhere here. That is very much not a California thing. I know it's a Wisconsin thing. It shocked
me the fact that you said it.
Yeah. Like long story, but I had an ex whose cousin lived in Milwaukee or lives in Milwaukee. She brought some cheese curds out with her one time. Your Wisconsin cheese curds are chef's kiss compared to the bullshit we come up with out here.
Yeah, it's what we do.
Night and day. But anyways, these ones really they were lightly battered and fried and fucking delicious. So hats off to Chef Stroh over there at Malibu. Good job. But this is of course we had our I always mix up their names of their beers there. I'm so bad. I think it's Westward. It's the Berliner that they have. We had a couple of those and this one. And I got some cans because I wanted to have it on the show because it's so fucking good. So anyways, Malibu Brewing, Fortunate Youth, Hazy Pale. It's called California Vibes. Try it. Malibu Brewing news. So Ryan is the owner of Malibu Brewing. This all ties in.
What a weird segue.
And I swear he's not paying me. He texted me last week. I'm driving and he texted me and it's just a picture of a change of ownership sign on a door. And I was like, and it was too close to see like what the door was.
Okay.
This won't mean as much to you, obviously, but for those of you out in the hood, out in the Conejo Valley, whatnot, Malibu Brewing has purchased Ladyface and is going to turn it into their second location. Ladyface is one of the OG breweries in the area. They've been around forever. It's where I had some of my first craft beer, especially local craft beer. Back in the day, they were just fucking amazing. They did all kinds of weird shit, a lot of weird Belgian-y styles and Belgian Belgian IPAs, and they'd cross categories back before it was cool. Right. And Dave the brewer was doing some weird cool shit, and they do these brewmasters dinners where they brew beer just for the food. The chef was good. Ladyface was amazing.
How cool.
Oh, so good. A few years ago, the owner, Serena, who was amazing, and how cool that back in the day, like one of the few women in craft beer too, she sold the joint to this guy who I don't know, literally haven't been since she sold it, but he like totally ripped up their theming, was like, "I like Japanese food." and it became Ladyface and Tavern Tomoko, which is like, what the fuck does that mean? It was beforehand, it was very on theme. We have Belgian-y beers and we have food that goes with it. And it was great. And it turned so fucking weird. And I know people, I know there's a listener listening, I won't name him, that would go like almost daily. And when they changed ownership, even he was like, yeah, it's too much for me. And he stopped going. All I've heard is not great things. And so anyways, I'm glad that Malibu has bought it. It's going to be much closer to me. Ryan texted me, was like, hey, we heard you didn't like coming over the hill to get to the brewery, so we're bringing the brewery to you. So now it's going to be like 12 minutes from my house. It's going to be so dangerous.
Man. Are they going to have food and everything there too?
Yeah, whole 9 hours. He even said they're going to brew there, which makes me think it'll be like a pilot system or something because it's smaller than their current brew house. Super stoked. Maybe they'll do some sours because they can separate it from their main beers, because that would make me very excited. Throwing that out there into the world now, just so he hears it. But
maybe some gozas, maybe.
Yeah, man. Give me some tart shit. So I am so fucking stoked. I called the wife after he texted me. I was like, guess what I just heard? And told her. She's like, what? So they're about to get rich off of us because now they're gonna be way too close. Once again,
take all my money.
I swear they're not paying me. If they were, I'd talk about it even longer. So very excited for that. But yeah, I felt it all tied in. We went to Malibu. We got some Malibu. I'm drinking some Malibu, and Malibu's gonna move closer. They're hoping for a fall opening, but we know how openings work in the beer world. So look for them in 2027. I'm joking. Hopefully they stick to it. It's all they're doing is a change of ownership. They don't need a new license or anything. So hopefully it won't take too long, but they will be doing some remodeling and stuff. But I'm fucking stoked. I always say this, there's no place right around us that has like the 3 things we look for, which is like a good beer list or wine list, depending on what mood we're in. Good beer list, good food, and good vibes. Just like that nice place to hang out and chill for a while. And you usually get like 1 or 2 of 3. You don't get all 3. Whenever I'm at Malibu, I love it, but it's just, it's a bit of a drive for me.
Well, that was the first thing I thought of, is you don't have any, I know you don't have anything close proximity.
Yeah.
And for me, I have minimally 2 things.
Yeah, you got it. You guys.
I mean, if you want to stretch out to 14-minute drives, I probably got about 3 or 4. And I feel like guilty because I have that and you don't.
Well, and there's breweries around us that have good food, but hanging out's not so great, or their food's not the best, hanging out's fun and the beer's good. I won't name which one's which. Or you got like Naughty Pine, who just doesn't have a kitchen, so they're automatically out of that running, and and I'm just excited. Great excited.
Everybody can tell how excited you are.
I will put this back in the pants now, zip, and we'll move on from that. It's been way too much time talking about Malibu Brewing. So
not a Malibu Brewing show.
No, well, I mean, I'm drinking the beer a little bit. So anyways, what we need to do? We need to get Ryan on the show again and just have him hang out.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
He's a fun guy, not a mushroom.
Not a mushroom show.
Not a mushroom show. Anyways, have him talk some shit with us and good times. All right, I promise I'll move on. I'll stick to my promise. Like I said, we got a voicemail from someone who's never called in before, so I'm gonna stop talking about it and just play it.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Well, I should. I've heard a couple people I know. What? Who? The Fontana Jim. What? Thank you, the Fontana Jim, for turning me on to the local boy, Greg from Craft Beer Republic. That's right. This is Psycho Bear. I don't know how much time I have, and I won't ramble, but small world. I listen to your podcast, and I find out you're out in the good life. You know what I mean because you live out there. The Nail Valley boy. Unbelievable. Anyway,
that's me.
I can ramble on. Psycho Bear from the Canal Valley, where I guess you guys originated, now in the Bay Area. And what happened? This freaking guy, Greg, comes up to the San Francisco Bay Area and goes to the best brewery in the Bay. Wondrous. I just happen to know the owner wins. Let's hook it up, man. And there's some great other breweries up there. Get it? Well, you don't know what that is. But anyway, I need to check out this Pedal and Pipes. Never been there. Of course, I know Tarantula Hill, 14 Cannons was a stalwart. What about Wade? You ever make it there, kid? Anyways, great show you guys have, and it's nice to hear the local boys coming up. Again, this is Psycho Bear. Look me up on Untappd. Later.
Well, thanks, Psycho Bear, for calling.
Psycho Bear.
I have to admit, I ran, his voicemail was a little noisy, and I ran it through some processing to clean it up a little bit, but it did make some of the beginning of the voicemail hard to understand. Anyways, Psycho Bear is what he was saying there.
So it sounds like he was born a rambling man.
Lord, he was born a rambling man. First of all, thanks for listening. And if anybody else wants to call in, it's 805-538-BEER, 2337. Yes, Conejo Valley, me, not so much Flex.
Definitely
soon.
not me.
But, maybe soon, coming out to Conejo Valley.
I'm closer to the Miller Valley.
Is that
it's actually
real light?
It's a real place.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for it.
I should say real area down by the old down by the old brewery.
Of course, I've been to Wade's. We've talked about it on here. I love me some Wade's. Honestly, pre-COVID, we went all the time, and then COVID hit, and then afterwards, we hadn't been for a few years. And I was like, hey, we haven't been to Wade's since COVID, and we've started to finally make our way back to Wade's. Marty was the spirits guy there, and he was a fucking gem. Just this old dude who was knowledgeable as fuck about spirits. And you go and you go, hey, Marty, I'm looking for a bourbon, a whiskey, or whatever. I'm looking for a bourbon that I can make some cocktails with. So I want it to be good, but I don't want it to be too expensive because I'm making cocktails with it.
Right.
What do you got for me? And he go, oh, I got one for you. And he turned us on to this bourbon called Larceny, which is
that's what I had today.
How good is it?
It was really good.
It's $26 a bottle.
Yeah, I had the small. I had the small batch. I don't know if that's what you had, but
all right, that's like in the 40s. It's
okay.
Still affordable for what it is. It's very affordable, and so it's great for mixing. It's great for just sipping if you want to sip on it. At one point, they did a Marty's blend, and he went to the distillery and made his own blend of Larceny, and we bought that, and it was delicious. Marty is no longer working there. He was a really old dude. I hope he's still around. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say he's no longer with us, and
I honestly don't know. Truly don't know. I hope he is. He was a great guy.
Can we pretend like he is?
I'm going to say he's still around, and he's just at home drinking all the spirits he knows about. So he turned us on to so many good things like that. And Larceny is one of the best. He's telling us Larceny is this old recipe from a pre-Prohibition distillery that went out of business during Prohibition. And then afterwards, someone bought all their IP, all their intellectual property, and made the exact same recipe, but it was their budget brand, for lack of a better term, even though it was still the same recipe. And so that's why they sell it for a lower price point. But I mean, for $26 a bottle, it is a great bourbon. It's fantastic for mixing. It's still good for drinking. And the small batch stuff, I've had that too. It's nice. It's really good and still a great price point.
Well, and my guy Mike was saying that they won 2 or 3 years ago. They won Bourbon of the Year.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I don't know that, but it doesn't surprise me. That's so
what
good.
he was. It was. I don't remember what bourbon it was exactly by Larceny, but that's what led him to getting the bottle that he found.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
So,
yeah, and the wife. Every year for our anniversary, the wife will go to Wade's and buy one really expensive bottle of whiskey or bourbon. And of all the really expensive bottles, none of them are significantly better than the Marty's blend of Larceny.
Does she bourbon it up too?
Oh, she likes it more than I do.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, she'll just sometimes on a night where I'm having a beer or whatever, she'll get a glass, a big old ice cube, and pour herself some bourbon. Kind of hot.
That is. I was just gonna say that, but
yeah, it's okay. You can say that about my wife.
That's pretty hot.
It's kind of hot.
They're also.
Yeah. So, anyways, thanks, Psycho Bear, for calling in. Definitely love me some Wade's, and yes, definitely love me some Wondrous Brewing. Hopefully next time I go, I don't have to throw the cans away. We've all heard about that. And I will reach out to us on the gram or something, or send me an email, mail@craftbeerrepublic.com. I'll let you know when I'm up there. Maybe we can meet up for a beer or two or something like that. So
as long as he's not an actual Psycho Bear.
Right. Yeah.
That
normal bears only.
Yes.
I don't deal with the Psycho Bears. All right, let's real quickly get into the news flight over here. Circana, which is one of those services that tracks how much beer is being bought and sold and all that stuff.
Okay.
They say their weekly scans for Cinco de Mayo were higher than anticipated. So good job, Cinco drinkers. I know I was one of them. Though not for beer. Drink it.
Yes, I did drink.
Oh God, I talked about. Oh, you were here. I talked about the show. I fucking can't remember most of Cinco de Mayo. Thanks to all the champagne I had. But they say total alcoholic beverage dollar sales were flat year over year, so compared to last year. But the beer numbers were up. So that's good to hear for craft beer.
A lot of Modelos.
Not craft beer, but yes, a lot of I'm sure a lot of Modelos and Pacificos and all that.
I did buy a craft Mexican lager like the Thursday or Friday before.
I am just not a fan of Mexican lagers in general, especially
you don't like them,
especially the craft ones. In fact, I'll take a Pacifico over most craft Mexican lagers because craft Mexican lagers have that corn sweetness to them.
And I love it.
I just don't like it. It's just not my jam. When I think lager, I want that fucking crispy boy. Get your sweetness out of here. And I know people love it, and it's why I understand it. It's just not my jam. Not my jam.
I'll drink them all day.
Good for you. You can have all the craft.
Give me
Mexican
all
lagers.
the corn.
You're so corny. Gallo makes a strategic investment in Montucky cold snacks.
Who does?
Gallo. Gallo. Anyways, I don't know what the fuck they are, but they got a bunch of wine and spirits investments, and now they're investing into beer with Montucky cold snacks, trying to make them a little more nationwide.
We get them here.
We get them here too. They're not super common, but we do get them. They're, if you're looking for a fucking crusher, they're easy to crush.
Super crushable.
Yeah. Colorado's Timnath Beer Works is going to acquire Snowbake Brewing. This is more a lot of what we've seen recently with breweries buying other breweries or merging with other breweries just to try and keep that cost down for their products and their ingredients and stuff. And it seems like another situation of that. So the best of luck to them. All right, a little booze news. Get on to the full pour over here. Supposedly, a new owner for Anchor Brewing is going to be announced by the end of May.
It's the end of May.
It's pretty much the end of May. They were supposed to announce it back in February. They didn't. Buyers involved in the bidding process said the assignee in charge of the shuttered beer company assets hasn't made a decision, which has led to a delay in publicizing the bid results. Sam Singer, a San Francisco public relations executive and Anchor spokesperson, told the Examiner in January that the company's liquidator was reviewing bids for multiple parties. A winner was expected to be announced at the end of the month, allowing them to purchase all or parts of the beer maker's assets in the first quarter of the year. Now, he said, Anchor's new owners will be in place by the end of May. No updates as of yet, but it is still anticipated that the sale of Anchor Brewing Company will occur later this month. Well, we're still waiting.
There's not much of May left.
Yeah, watch the day after we record this, they're going to announce it. Fuckers.
That happens actually more often than not.
That has happened quite a few times. Lagunitas is closing down their Chicago operations and moving everything back to California. They had a tap room, a brew house, all that good stuff. And no moss. They say the decision was due to a need to future-proof the organization amid changing tides in the craft beverage industry. Basically, they run out of money. Yeah. I mean, what else would it be?
Yeah, I'm not a businessman, but I hear when you run out of money, it's no good.
It's usually not the best thing. This is going to sound like Florida. I promise it's not. It's Canada.
Hey, not far off.
A man was arrested for driving drunk twice in one night in St. John's.
Okay, that's pretty... I'm shocked, actually. How does that happen?
A 23-year-old man in St. John's racked up a list of charges in the early hours of Monday morning after being arrested twice for drunk driving in less than 3 hours. The Royal Newfoundland Constabulary
nailed it.
Says it all began after 1 a.m. with a report of suspected impaired driver around Kelsey Drive. Police found the suspect vehicle in a parking lot and arrested the driver for being over the legal blood alcohol limit. He was also given a ticket for having an open alcohol in the vehicle. Not container, just an open alcohol. I want to go somewhere and just go, I'll take 3 alcohols, please. See how silly that sounds? And then the vehicle was impounded. Just after 4 a.m., the constabulary got a call about a disturbance in the west end of St. John's. Officers recognized the man outside the house as the same person they had arrested for impaired driving. Undeterred, he drove a different vehicle to the residence. This time, he was arrested for criminal harassment as well as his second impaired driving charge of the night. He was also given a ticket for driving while suspended. Hoping to avoid a hat trick, officers took the man into custody to await a court appearance in the morning.
I guess, yeah, like a first DUI in Canada, isn't that? Because I'm pretty sure that's what it is here. Like, you get detained immediately.
I thought so too. You at least spend the night in jail.
Right. So to let somebody not let him off the hook. I don't know. Canada's fucked up.
Yeah, it's Canada. What are we going to say? Florida North.
Yeah, it's like entire country of Florida.
Yeah, except they're nicer and they don't have gators.
Well, I met some really shitty Canadians once.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
I don't think I've ever met a shitty Canadian.
Oh, yeah, they stiffed, it was on our honeymoon.
Oh.
And they did one of those parasailing excursions. And they paid.
Did you honeymoon in Canada?
No, yeah.
You're in Cancun, right?
Playa del Carmen.
Playa del Carmen. Okay, so it's close.
So,
you fly into Cancun, yeah.
Right. So this little tiny worker guy comes up to them, they're laying out by the pools, and he's like telling them that they didn't pay. And I guess they only paid like $20 for $100 excursion.
Oh.
And the guy kept saying, like the guy was like threatening to punch the dude in the face. Like the guy who went on the excursion was threatening to like beat this tiny little worker dude.
Wow.
And he kept saying that like he paid. And the little guy finally had enough and he walked away. And then when that happened, he turned to us and he's like, yeah, we didn't pay him. I was like,
oh, wow. As if you were going to be like, oh, I think you're cooler now.
Right. I'm just like, oh, wow. That was like the worst move you could do to somebody you just met.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. And they just so happen to all be Canadian. So.
Oh, blame Canada.
You got it, boss.
Yeah. Wow. Weird. Let's quickly end it on a list.
I love lists.
I have a feeling you're going to hate this list because I'll be honest, you're not going to know anything about it.
It's a love-hate thing for me. I hate how bad they are, but I just love to hear it.
Here's why you're going to hate it. It's the 9 best breweries in San Francisco. Can you confirm or deny any of this list?
Black Hammer.
Okay. Yep, that's all I got. And 21st Amendment. So I believe Scott sent this over to us, and I thought this was perfect. A, because I've been up in that area a lot for work and been doing some research, and then B, Psycho Bear called in, so I thought this all works out. So in no particular order, Deviant Brewing, which I have not had before.
Sounds devious.
Does sound devious. Fort Point. They say Fort Point, Valencia. I guess that's one of the locations. Black Hammer Brewing. There we go.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I hear they're pretty good.
Yeah, I can speak to that one. They are delicious. Cellar Maker, which I thought was outside of San Francisco. I guess they have a San Francisco location. It's their Cellar Maker House of Pizza location.
I feel like I've heard of them.
Yeah, I've had them not, on site, but I've had some of their beer before.
Okay.
Bear Bottle Brewing Company, never heard of them. Woods, Lowside. Woods is the brewery. Lowside is the location. So Woods Brewing. Laughing Monk Brewing. I've heard of them, never had them. Enterprise Brewing.
They give you the tools to be your own boss.
Enterprise?
Yeah. It's
the rental car there.
Step Brothers?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. When he applied at Enterprise.
Right.
Yeah. Wasn't that where they worked in Ted? Where Mark Wahlberg worked in Ted?
Oh, man. It's been like 15 years since I've seen that movie.
I haven't seen that forever. Sunset Reservoir Brewing Company is number 9. That's a long name.
It doesn't flow either.
No, Sunset Reservoir Brewing Company. So anyways, there you have it. Psycho Bear, let us know. Is this a halfway decent San Francisco brewery list? Because we have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know. All right. Anyways, that's everything. I'm going to hit some music. I'm also going to say, hi, Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
Been missing that flex. Hi, Vanessa.
Sometimes you can't be creepy all the time.
No, and I did one for you while you were out. I don't know if you heard it, but
You're such a sweetheart.
Yeah, a nice creepy hi Vanessa just for you. Find us on the socials at Crafty Republican, of course, at FlexMeABeer _in-between, CraftyRepublic.com, all that good stuff. Hey, all this week, we got a sale in the shop. Promo code Memorial for 15% off. Go buy some shit. I think that's everything. 805-538 beer. Psycho Bear, let us know about that list. I hope everyone out there is staying very well hydrated.
And on that note,
good night, everybody.